we got to talk about something pretty exciting here. And this is a boy that I think is going to be on everyone's radar, right? The Hot Toys Carnage. And guys, I do want to give a shout, and I do want to say, let the record show, Kiko did not win the debate because it is not a matter of me sacrificing my own discount that Carnage is not going to be discounted because let the record show that that's what happened. But I did go ahead and buy Carnage from Toys buying agent Tim Sent, so I am pretty excited about that. But I want to ask you guys the question: is bigger really better? Because we're talking about this Carnage, right? And this is a figure that is pretty massive. Kiko, you have it in hand. This guy is, I think, about 17 inches tall. He's bigger than Thanos. He's a big boy. So I want to ask the question, though. What I've heard from collectors really about this Carnage, no one is debating its quality. It's phenomenal. It's great. It came out just as great as everyone could have hoped for, maybe even better. It looks great. But is bigger really better? This guy can't fit in a DTOF unless you take the shelf out, like Kiko said. If you want to put the tendrils on him, he probably can't, right, at all. So it's a tough one. Kiko, is bigger really better when it comes to specifically 1/6 collectibles? Because it does create, like, look at the tumbler, right? Look at the Ecto 1, those type of things. You had to create separate display for those. What do you think about this? Carnage is a perfect example, I think, to analyze that sort of concept.
I don't think it's a perfect one-for-one comparison because if you look at this figure in a vacuum, it's a big figure, yes, that's going to draw people's attention to it. If you were to scale it with like a quarter scale figure, it's kind of in the same vein as almost like a quarter scale figure. And so I would look at a quarter scale and be like, that is not really better. But then you look at this Carnage, you look at Venom, you look at Hulk, you look at Thanos, you know, these bigger figures. I think when paired with a 6 scale figure, it really shows just how massive it is. The presence, I always talk about presence on this show. That's when the presence is shown, when you can see it in scale with something else. And I think I put a picture on my Instagram yesterday of Carnage next to Venom. And I mean, Venom comes up to his chest essentially, and he towers over him. And there's so many people out there that said, that's not my Carnage, not my Carnage. My Carnage is slender and scrawny and lean. And I was like, well, okay, that's fine. But, you know, this is the the Sonyverse Carnage that we got. And this is probably the only Carnage you're going to get. And so for me, I think it's awesome. You saw my little reel of where I'm messing with the head. Or
dude, you dropped it.
So I was saving that sound specifically because I knew something was going to happen eventually one day. And I was like, perfect, it happened. But even the head, I mean, it's like a giant walnut. It's huge, but you can put so much detail into it. It's very, very cool. And I don't even know if I've even answered the question to say, is bigger really better? No, not by any means, but it commands presence. I'll say that over and over again to where you can just hold it in your hand and like, wow, this is something special. I remember when I got in-game Thanos. No, Infinity War Thanos. That was the first one that came out. I remember holding it in my hand, and I'd only had maybe like 10 Hot Toys at that time. And, you know, they're all your 12-inch 6 scale figures.
Right.
But when I had that in my hand, I was like, wow, this is something different. This is a figure. And you can just feel it. And it's not the best constructed thing. You know, it's got a little bit of ratchety joints by any means. But when you hold it, it's big. It's cool. And I think that is the answer that you may be looking for, is that it's not going to be for everybody. But there's some things, I even said it in my real review of Carnage, do you need to find a way to fit this into your display? And I say yes, because this is such an iconic character. And they're like, well, that's not what I believe and grew up with. That's not the point I'm making, is that this is a sweet representation of a really cool character. And I think you'll kick yourself if you don't end up with this one.
Interesting. Well, Anthony Javier, what do you think, bro? Hot Toys Carnage, is bigger really better? Because Thanos, Kiko, I can relate to that, because Thanos, I think, was the first big figure that I bought too. When I unboxed it, I was like, wow. There's been very few figures that I unboxed and
the box comes with a giant like little handle on it.
Yep. Like, Thanos had a handle.
This is wild.
Exactly. Venom too, though. Venom's a big boy too. And like when I unboxed, and Venom's not even as near as big as Carnage. So when I unboxed Venom, I was like, damn. And there's something, Anthony, so something to say just for statues real quick. Statues, that bigger presence, that is something that is pretty special. Like even the Pennywise I have, he's half scale. That's obviously a big boy. And then Sauron's quarter scale, but he's basically half scale, right? So
that one looks incredible.
Yeah, dude, there's something to be said for that. What do you think about this with this Carnage though? You know, are collectors kind of overlooking that?
I mean, for the size, I feel like if you really want a figure, you'll find out a way on how to fit it into your collection somehow. Like I can, I have a Gladiator Thor, I mean Gladiator Hulk right behind here, and I believe he's also 17 inches, just standing up straight. Is this Carnage 17 inches or is it
He's
taller than
about
that?
that. I think he's
Yeah.
17, almost 18, isn't he, Kiko?
Almost 18?
If
Damn.
you have Hulk's feather helmet on or
Hmm.
whatever, he's taller
Hmm.
because the picture I took Hulk out
Hmm.
and put Carnage in there,
Gotcha.
and he's
Oh
a
wow.
hair
Okay.
shorter than Hulk is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know. But yeah, I mean, I guess if collectors really, really want a representation of Carnage, this specific one, they'll find a way to fit it. I would personally say that a figure that has, just such presence, like like with you guys, the Thanos. The Thanos to me was incredible when I first got it, and it was also my very first like big 1/6 scale figure. But then it kind of got like sidelined when I got the Gladiator Hulk, which is bigger than the
See?
Thanos. And I was like, man, this is a sick, and it's in the middle of my like display. Like it's in the middle. Everyone always turns and looks at it when they come into my room. They're like, yo, like that's incredible. Going back to the Carnage though, I do think that this is a piece that if people don't, yeah, look at that.
Oh, see,
Kiko, yeah, Kiko. Wait,
Kiko,
let me see
he
that.
brought the Carnage out, bro, flexing
Look at
on
that.
us.
That is an
Dude, Kiko, you
incredible
can't you
pose.
can't pose this guy and have him not look good. Like he
That
looks
is an
great in any
incredible
pose.
pose.
Yeah, and so many people are like, "Well, I don't like
The
the
joints
single jointed
and
elbows." I was like,
right.
"You don't understand all the things he comes with. You wouldn't be able to pull that off with some of these giant knives that he has and such."
Right.
I mean, let me pull this bad boy back. Look how big this thing is.
Yeah.
And it's for a joke later on, but I mean, here's Venom. Here's Venom. There's Carnage. You can
Right.
see like how much bigger that he
Right.
Jeez.
He's
is.
a lot bigger.
That
Yeah.
head
Yeah,
sculpt looks incredible from here
It
too.
does,
I
bro.
know, yeah, damn, man.
very cool
But
stuff.
again, no, I'm excited. I definitely have to get this guy in my collection like very soon. I am still waiting a little bit to see if I can get a deal on it, but
You
I
can.
mean I can. Okay.
Kiko says no, though. Kiko says no, but I say
Kiko
yes.
says no. I mean, I'll see. I mean, but to be fair though, I feel like it is worth the price of admission. It just looks like an incredible piece, and it's definitely something that I feel like people, really want it. They'll make it fit somehow in their collection. Yeah, they might move the details around like the shelving or something, but I don't know. I've seen some people also place big figures on top of their detops anyways. So, there's lots of different options one can do if they really, really want this figure.
That's true, bro. Because if you really want the figure bad enough, you will find a way. Collectors will find a
Yeah.
way.
Oh my
That's
God.
just what we do. We're adaptable. We're flexible.
Mhm.
So yeah. And I'll have my Magic cases hopefully sometime at the end of next month or June, maybe. So I got a space for Carnage next to Venom. So really,
Are
excited
you
about
okay with waiting for quality, Will?
that. Yeah, well, I waited long enough for that quality. So yeah, absolutely. And I will say the mod spaces I do have are phenomenal. I absolutely love them, and they're not even the same color as my other ones. So yeah, really excited about that.
Wait,
Anyway, guys. Yeah, what were we saying,
sorry.
Anthony?
Sorry, wait, which ones did you order?
So I ordered a ton of black Moji cases. There's 6 custom statue cases and there's 4 6
Ah.
165s. So a couple of the 6 165s are customs to fit a character like Carnage. They have 25 inches in height. So, a character like Carnage or Venom and Thanos, that type of stuff, those characters can fit inside comfortably.
Okay.
So
And then I'm sorry, you said that the ones that you have now aren't the same color. You have white Maju cases?
white, yeah, white, because a collector in Maryland was selling them and I could not pass them up. He was selling them for basically under half price retail.
Oh,
And
wow.
they were unused basically. So I got them and I set them up and it actually gave me more room for statues. So I'm excited about
Perfect.
that.
Perfect.
Now I have
I
more
might have
room
to
for-
take a look
Yeah.
of your white Maju cases because I do like white cases better than black.
Bro,
So yeah.
Same.
they're pretty
That's
clean. And Kiko, you've
Yeah.
seen my white cases. They're honestly, they had me thinking, I'm like, damn, if I didn't already order those black ones, like these white ones are pretty nice. So yeah.
Perfect.
But nonetheless,
Do
guys,
they
thank
still
you.
make the white ones? I thought those were older ones that you
They
got.
do. They
Okay.
do still make them. Yep. So you can still get the white ones, but just in my point, my order was like
Is it
a
quicker
year
if I
somewhere.
wanted a bunch of white ones? Would they ship them
No,
quicker?
no, probably not. But they have been shaving down the production time, so that's been good. So I think I ordered mine like a little over a year ago or something. So yeah, it's been a while.